Hello? I know this is a lower quality than usual. Someone stole my camera battery. I love you all, and I'm going to be giving a speech. I'm going to begin now. If you have a golf ball-sized consciousness, when you read a book, you'll have a golf ball-sized understanding of it. When you wake up, you'll have a golf ball-sized wakefulness. And when you look around, you'll have a golf ball-sized awareness. But if you could expand that consciousness, then you gain more understanding, wakefulness, and awareness. This is a metaphor that was used by David Lynch at the beginning of his speech on consciousness, creativity, and the brain. Lynch has accredited meditation to his creative successes and operates the David Lynch Foundation, in which he educates children and adults about Transcendental Meditation. They offer services to at-risk populations who experience greater amounts of trauma and stress, which Lynch believes leads to higher levels of violence and crime. Since opening its doors in 2005, the David Lynch Foundation has helped to bring the stress-reducing Transcendental Meditation technique to more than 500,000 children and adults around the world. Transcendental meditation is a simple type of meditation in which one completely empties their mind of all thought, allowing them to connect to a form of pure consciousness, coined the unified field by modern physicists. Albert Einstein is actually the scientist who named this theory, and it was an attempt to describe all fundamental forces and the relationship between elementary particles in terms of a single theoretical framework. A quote from David Bohm, the founder of quantum theory, elaborates on this idea. The universe and everything in it, including us, may in fact be part of a grand cosmic pattern where all portions are evenly shared by every other. The new form of insight can perhaps best be called undivided wholeness in flowing moment. In other words, the unified field is the base of all minds and matter. The unified field lies in each and every one of us, and it's like an ocean of pure, vibrant consciousness that allows us to experience the subtler levels of our minds. In this state, we gain access to bliss, energy, universal love, peace, and creativity. Transcendental meditation is an exercise used to strengthen the parts of your mind that can access this field, and each time you experience the unified field, you find yourself going deeper into it and discovering more. In Buddhism, access to this field is known as the Buddha seed, or Buddha nature, which is the root mind of all sentient beings, our ultimate nature. We all have it within us and are capable of allowing it to grow and become stronger. Picture a seed in the ground. If you never water the seed or give it light, it will still be there planted in the ground, but it won't grow and will remain dormant in your mind. Once you start to give more water and light to this seed of consciousness within you, it results in growth. Like a plant, it starts to grow larger and larger as you continue to put more energy and effort into it. The result of this growth of consciousness is enlightenment, which is a deep inner knowingness and pure understanding of your truth. It gives you an awareness of your own ability to solve your problems. Enlightenment is the highest potential we can reach as human beings. When you awaken this consciousness within you, negativity starts to recede. Before I began meditating every day, I dealt with extremely intense emotions. The strength of my feelings scared me so badly that I chose to bury them away and try to pretend they weren't there. This resulted in my festering anger, fear, and sadness controlling me from a subconscious level by making me extremely volatile. I didn't even recognize this effect because I chose not to face those parts of myself. I also suffered in my close relationships because I felt that I needed others to complete me or to make me happy. I placed such high expectations on the people in my life that I was consistently left feeling disappointed when they didn't match up to those expectations, or when they started to see the pain I was hiding from myself and walked away. This led to negative beliefs about myself and the world overpowering my judgment. Everyone always leaves, and I will always be alone, are a few of many ultimatums I assigned myself. I just couldn't face that what was happening around me was a result of what was happening within me. They do say above so below, and I promise you that's not just about hair color. Anyways, I became reckless and impulsive in an attempt to continue to avoid my feelings. I would never truly face my emotions or why I felt like I needed other people so badly during this time in my life. Instead, I turned to drugs at a very young age in order to escape. After that, it was all downhill. I did everything in my power to make sure I was never alone. I would surround myself with anyone, even the shittiest friends who were just really my foes, all so I wouldn't have to face myself. I was hiding from myself in plain sight, and deep down I still felt lonely. People came and went quickly. Either I pulled away because they called me out on a truth I couldn't face, or they didn't want to put up with my underlying anger and were too afraid to confront me about it. When I finally went off to college, the lack of convenient high school friendships left me with a great hole in my life, which had once been filled with mere distractions instead of genuine connection. I found myself isolated in El Paso, Texas, where the sun burns hot and the weed is trash. So I began to connect with myself through meditation and sleep hypnosis. These low vibrational emotions I experienced, such as anger, depression, and sorrow, are a part of the human experience. However, they hold us back from vibrating at a higher frequency when we start to feed into these emotions to the point where we identify with them and forget who we are. People often don't realize that they are making a choice to give in to the belief that they can't escape the negativity in their lives. Just as pure consciousness grows as you give it energy, negativity will grow too. More emotionally sensitive people, such as artists and creatives, start to believe that they need these painful emotions to create, but in reality, they're poisoning themselves. When I'm depressed and I can't even get out of bed, it's way harder to come up with ideas or bring them into this reality. And when I do come up with an idea, I doubt myself and my ability to make it happen in my current circumstances. So much that I never even start. When I'm so angry that I become consumed by that anger, I can't express myself clearly, and any ideas I have that don't pertain to expressing my anger are distorted by the destructiveness I've chosen to hold on to. We see through the lens of our choice. I'm not saying to never feel your emotions, but grasping onto them for the sake of art is very counterproductive. In Vedic science, the unified field is called Atma, which means the self of us all, the breath, the essence, the soul. At this level of life, we are all one, for access to this field lies within us all. Every human is capable of accessing Atma and reaping the benefits of doing so. We may be diverse in many ways, but we are unified in this realm found within ourselves. This means we are never truly alone. Our consciousness is like a stream, and it's worth it to allow it to flow. This means allowing yourself to be present with your emotions by fully and healthily feeling them, and then allowing them to flow from your mind. The result of allowing your emotions to healthily flow is that your creativity naturally flows as well. For creatives especially, this results in an ability to enter something called the flow state. This is a state of consciousness in which we are more sensitive to receiving ideas from the unified field. You are increasingly able to catch ideas at a deeper level and intuitively pick them up in a flow state. Your mind becomes like a satellite for ideas and thoughts that feel like they aren't even your own. Some people call these thoughts downloads. I've received a good amount of downloads as time has gone by, and I actually saw visions of myself starting this YouTube channel in a very deep meditative state. And I did it! Look at us now! We're having fun! Life feels better because you've let go of the mindsets you were holding on to that gave you a negative perception. Of course, there are still hard parts of life that are full of pain and sadness, but it's easier to truly be in the moment when tough things take place and meet yourself with acceptance when you have access to the unified field. And even better, when you're allowing yourself to flow, it's easier to let go of the things that hurt us, or even how we've hurt others, and simply forgive. It became easier for me to meet myself wholeheartedly and accept what I had been feeling for so many years and why, after I started practicing Transcendental Meditation. It's been about 3 years now, and to be honest, I probably still wouldn't really know myself or accept myself if I had never tried it. And there's no way I would have grown as much as I have. It's really difficult to grow from a place when you can't even recognize that that is actually where you are. Once you start meditating, it becomes increasingly easier to see the positive side of things and just enjoy life more. Everything is more fun, strangers become friends, and you become less and less afraid to let go and be who you are in the lovely present moment. There's an extra pump of bliss added to life that lifts away the burden of your worries and fears. Bliss is physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual happiness found from within. When you find this bliss in transcendental meditation, you can just sit in it and allow it to encompass your whole being. The wonderful thing about bliss is that you don't need anything outside of yourself to tap into it. You don't have to be around your friends or have a nice car or jump off a building to find it. You just have to go inside. It's as they say, true happiness lies within. No one can tell you where to find it or how to get it, and this is because only you can truly figure it out by experiencing it for yourself. The beauty of transcendental meditation is that it gives your ever-busy mind the chance to stop and just be. It allows you to tune in to the love, bliss, creativity, and peace that is always surrounding you. The busyness of the day-to-day slowly takes over each of our lives, and the natural ability to be in touch with the wonder that surrounds us is forgotten. We grow older, we get jobs, we wake up at 8 a.m. on the dot every morning and have a cup of coffee, without giving a second thought to what lens we will choose to perceive the world through that day. Imagine if each of us woke up and decided that we were the cups, and filled ourselves up with love or peace. The best thing about transcendental meditation is that as you begin accessing the field, it becomes increasingly easier to do just that. Fill yourself up. Why continue to suffer by remaining attached to things that only provide a temporary sense of happiness? By filling yourself up, you aren't looking to the people or material items around you to make you feel happy. You already feel content within yourself. There's a lot of different forms of meditation, but with transcendental meditation, the key word, transcend, means to dive all the way in and allow everything in this physical world that holds you back to fall away with ease. The distance between the surface of your mind and this fundamental pure consciousness is vast, but it is there. You'll know when you've arrived because everything feels oddly familiar and comfortable. That's because it's you. People say you need to have anger or some type of an edge to create impactful art. They're wrong. You have to know about anger. And you need to have the energy and clarity to create. You have to be able to catch ideas. You have to be strong enough to fight unbelievable pressures and stress in this world and choose love and therefore yourself. When more people choose to free themselves of the burdens the world tries to force upon our shoulders, negativity will be lifted and this place will get a bit better. Even if it's still a tough world, more of us will have the ability to appreciate and share the beauty that exists here despite that. That gives me hope. If we can all find at least a little more peace and contentment within, maybe we'd stop feeling like we're constantly lacking something, and maybe the world could become a better place. Thank you.